That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 109 of Camp Strange. I am your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
And I'm your other camp counselor, David Stokes.
And we're back to bring the spooky, wacky, weird, strange, and lucky?
Oh, is it ever? Today's your lucky day, punk.
And before we get into our longer stories today, we got to catch you up on any of the news you may have any of the news you may have missed. I was going to say any of the weird news you may have missed, but you guys
you
know
goofed
that.
it a little bit.
I gaffed it. I goofed it. And David, I have a great... You start. Because I stole your story last week, and I don't want to do that again because this one is so good. You can have it if you did steal it.
God, I mean, I've got some really good ones here.
Okay, hit
all right,
me with one.
I'll start this one. Cake Boss star Buddy Valastro impales hand in terrible bowling accident.
Okay, does he know bowling balls are round?
I'm sorry?
How did he impale his hand on a bowling ball?
I'm gonna assume that he did it on the fan at the end.
Wait. He shoved his hand into a bowling thing like Kingpin, where his hand. Wait, what?
No, I don't. I don't know what he did exactly.
I'm surprised he didn't fucking impale his hand on a canola.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, do you have any more information about how this man impaled his hand?
He got it stuck in the bowling pin setter.
Wait, that means he was crawling chest first down the lane and decided to shove his hand into the pin resetter?
Yeah, probably.
Those hands are made for caking, not for bowling. What are you doing?
Well, you understand why I love this story so much, right?
Because you love Buddy Velasco?
Well, you understand why I love Buddy Velasco so much, right?
Because he's the cake boss. David, we all love him because he's the cake boss.
No, it's because
I'm more of a
that,
Duff guy, actually, but...
it's because of that incredible news story of when he got a DUI and he screamed at the cops, you can't arrest me. You know who I am. I'm the cake boss.
He should have fucking doubled down and said, I'm the gingerbread man.
Sorry, what?
Because he's the gingerbread man. He's that's a type of cookie. It's a cake,
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Same vein. But,
sure.
He's on a roll, no pun intended, and I think he should just keep it up. This news, any press is good press, and
That's
buddy,
true.
I want a cannoli now. I also want to go bowling with you. Let's do it.
I also want our podcast to get a lawsuit, a real sexy lawsuit, get us up on CNN.
How many blue moons deep do you think he was?
At least 3 basket of fries.
Hey, give me another shock top. I'm gonna fucking crawl in the pin resetter. Sorry, we're gonna make your cake look like fucking 9 pins. Anyways, so David, I got a news story for you right here, and it's a good one. And it says, Canadian grave robber caught boiling human skeleton and drinking the broth.
I don't like that one very much.
No one does except for him. Except for 20-year-old, what's his name, Lucas Daw. But you know what? It's funny because this article, I read it, and the first paragraph is about the crime, and the rest of the article is about people in Canada reacting to this crime and being like, I hear about crazy stuff going on down there in the States, but not here in Newfoundland, Canada. No way, Jose.
Newfoundland.
But this guy is, he's 20 years old, and he went and dug up a skeleton at the graveyard, and it was from like the 1700s or something like that. It's an oldie but a goodie, as they say.
Oh,
And he brought the bones back to his place, threw them in a pot with a couple carrots, of course, and he made himself a stew, baby. And
The bones are our money. Their money or their bones.
the worms. Anyway, but he got caught because somebody found him. I don't know where he was, but he was caught licking the bones, and I don't know if
Oh yeah, that'll get you caught. Every
I
time.
don't know if he just had like a full femur with a foot on the end of it. I don't know. Wait, that doesn't make sense. The femur isn't connected to the foot. Doesn't matter though. 'Cause I'm
That
a
was
man of
one
science.
fucked up leg.
I don't have to prove anything to you. He's like the dad from King of the Hill, with the little legs. But yeah, so he got caught and he's going to court. You know the dad from King of the Hill? He doesn't have knees.
Hank?
No, the Hank's dad. He doesn't have
Oh.
knees. He's like the tiny little guy, and he's
Yeah.
like he went to Vietnam or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, you could boil him in a big old teacup, apparently. But yeah, so this guy's going to court. He got caught. But bone broth is very nutritious. I just don't recommend you boiling down a 1700s skeleton because chances are their bones weren't very nutritious to begin with. They probably had some kind of leprosy or something.
That's true.
TB.
That's how you get leprosy back in America.
I know.
2020.
This guy's gonna start COVID 20. Did you know the 19 after COVID was the year it started? That might be like really common knowledge to a lot of people, but like I was reading an article and I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that.
Oh, I always assumed that it was like the
The 19th version, right?
Yeah, because
Me
I mean there
too.
were previous versions of COVID. Like it's not a brand new thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why people are like, oh, like freaking out when they look at disinfectant wipes that say like it can help clean up like COVID, and they're like, we already knew about it.
COVID's so popular, it got a sequel. When
Yeah.
it comes down to it,
It's like a goddamn Star Wars movie. It's on 19 by now.
So it's like a season of Grey's Anatomy, but like just don't be digging up any graves at this point. But I
Yeah.
digress. Dave, what else you got?
Well, someone finally did it, and I'm glad someone did it. And we can only say thank you to Bagel Bites.
I say thank you to Bagel Bites every morning
We
when
know.
I'm eating my morning Bagel Bites.
So, Bagel Bites hopes to solve the debate on how dogs should wear pants.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Before you continue, I am a firm believer that dogs should wear pants as like the normal way, where you like if you took a pair of pants and put them on a dog right now, the front paws don't have the pants on them. It's all back half of the dog.
You're a 2-leg pant dog guy, not a 4-leg
Exactly.
pant dog guy. I honestly don't think anybody thinks it's 4 legs. Only that, the chaotic evil people believe that.
Yeah, because those are just socks at that point. They're jean socks, right?
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Jean socks.
But I'm also a firm believer that dogs have hands in the front.
Yeah, well, so the
will
final
stand on that.
results, there are final results from this because they took this to Twitter at Bagel Bites, and so their post said, if dogs wore pants, how would they wear them? For hashtag National Dog Week, we are asking you to cast your vote and settle this debate. See the big reveal on 9/23. Dog emoji, hashtag bite-sized debates.
I'm really scared. I'm really scared what Bagel Bites is gonna do.
So
I feel like they're gonna have like a Island of Dr. Moreau type animal come out, and it's like half human, half dog, and he's like, "I figured it out, guys," and everyone's like, "Kill it, kill it."
So Bagel Bites, they were very smart though, because they also include a graphic, and I'm drawing a blank. What is it called when you've got the 2 circles?
A Venn diagram.
Venn diagram?
Yes.
So there's a Venn diagram of a dog wearing pants with 4 legs and a dog wearing pants with 2 legs. And in the middle of that Venn diagram, you want to know what's right in the middle of that? What do those 2 dogs have in common?
Bagel Bites.
Bagel Bites.
Is that
So,
it? Wow.
oh, at the bottom
weird
it says,
promotion.
Pizza on a bagel. We can all agree on that. Bagel Bites.
Bagel Bites, you getting weird as hell.
So do you want to take a swing at the percentages here? You can give me your guess for 4 legs. What percent voted for 4 legs and what percent voted for 2 legs?
I think it's a high swing for the 2 legs. I think it's like a 75% for 2 legs.
Okay. What about 4? Quick
25,
math.
25%. Is there a percentage for bagel bites that I should have incorporated? I don't.
So the results are in, ladies and gentlemen. We have 4 leg coming in at a hot 11.5%,
Good.
leaving 2 leg to come in at 88.5%.
Fuck yeah. That's how it should be.
I mean that's how God intended.
That's how Levi Strauss intended.
And I will say, the top comment on this article post is, "The dogs don't care. It's the owners that care. I personally feel sorry for every dog I see wearing clothing that's not a jacket meant for lean breeds out of the cold weather."
Is this guy fucking like? I love clueless fucking adults on Facebook who like don't get that like what is happening is clearly a joke. I saw something where it's like an Onion article and the guy's like, it's just like some ridiculous ass shit. It'd be like Gardner decides to grow giant turnip in his front yard so he doesn't have to grow anything else. And somebody's like, I tried growing a turnip in my front yard and it's illegal in most counties. You can't grow vegetables in your front yard. And you're like, you're missing the fucking point, you idiot. Like, what the fuck are you doing? It's so, and then they're debating with like another, like Linda's like, I also tried to grow turnips in my front yard. Like, I'm going to kill you guys. Am I allowed to say that on a podcast?
Yes.
Okay, good. Oh, God, there's a lot of developments that have happened in the last 10 minutes as well. But, like,
Oh, okay.
there was a big cockroach that crawled across my floor.
It was oh, man, I'm so mad we weren't recording for that.
David and I had to smack it with a big old book. And so you guys missed that out. So I am a cockroach house now. So welcome to the club. But I also, instead of another news story, David, I have a real story for you. So as you know, this week has been a very tough week for me because I'm back in the workforce, but I'm working usually on TV film sets. You work 12-hour days, but yesterday I worked a 15-hour day. I worked till midnight, and I was on the Paramount Pictures lot. So I found out Paramount Pictures was constructed in 1928 when I was just looking at the placards around there. And when you're there at 12 o'clock at midnight, and it's a building that was built in 1928, some shit's going to go down.
Real creepy.
So we were setting up some more stuff in there, in like some of the rooms, just like production stuff. And the security guard walks in, and he goes, and he's like playing music on his phone. And he goes, oh, and he's kind of a younger guy. And he goes, oh, you guys scared me. And I go, I thought you were a ghost for a second. I thought you were a ghost playing like music or something. Just some fucking dumbass shit.
A real cool ghost.
Some dumbass shit. And he goes, oh, but like, honestly, I really don't like coming in this building. And I was like, wait, what? And it was the Lucille Ball building. So it's an old building.
Hey, Tobin.
What?
What does he like coming in?
Lucille Ball. No, he dug her up from the 1700s. But no, so he's telling him, like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, oh, I don't like coming in this room and like and doing my rounds because it's haunted. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, there's a lot of activity in this room. And I was like, okay, like, what are you talking about? And he goes, so
Are your cats fucking shit up over there?
there's a fucking cat in the bag back here. I thought it was an ice machine. One sec, I'm gonna go rubberman this cat. One sec. Get out the bag! You don't get the bag privileges no more. Okay, I'm coming back. I'm back. So back. I'm back.
You need to find that cat a new home.
I took the bag away from the cat. So I thought there was ghosts behind me for a second right there. So basically, he tells me that he's been in this room at midnight when he's doing his rounds, and he hears footsteps, and there's nobody else in the building. And he's like, I hear footsteps, and he goes, and I was like, okay, well, I've heard footsteps before in rooms that I thought nobody else was in. And then he tells me this other story where he goes, and it kind of creeped me out. He goes, so there was this old security guard, and he went in this room, and he sat in a chair to like kind of take like a nap because it was like 2 a.m. And he said that he laid back in his chair and tilted his head back, and all of a sudden he felt like somebody was sprinting at him. And he like shot awake, and he saw like a shadow shoot across the wall. And I was like, oh,
Okay.
fuck. And I was
That's
like,
cool.
Yeah, I was like, fuck this. And I was like, okay, like I don't want to be in here anymore. So like we ended up like leaving the room, and I look across the street, and there's a placard for that building. And I look at it, and guess whose motherfucking name it is, David? Chaboy from early on in the fucking Camp Strange episodes. Who is it? Who got
Beetlejuice.
Who got that cursed ring? I'm talking about Rudolph Valentino, baby.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. The guy with the cursed brown ring. You did an episode on him. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I don't know what's going on here, but I don't like the vibes anymore. And I ended up going
Hell
home
yeah.
shortly after that. So very creepy. Weird stuff going on in the old movie lots and whatever, and I just had to share that story with you because I thought you guys would enjoy that.
Oh, that's good. All right, I got one more news story. A dog stuck in a hole got lured out with some beef jerky.
I'm more of a cat in a bag type of guy, if you haven't figured it out yet.
Cat in a bag, dog in a hole. Pick your poison, bud.
Did he get them, or did he just throw some Jack Links down there and Bigfoot went and got him?
Yeah, bird in a lampshade.
I'm not going to lie, the Jack Links beef jerky Sasquatch kind of scares the fuck out of me a little bit.
It is a terrifying one.
It's like,
oh, man.
he turns violent very quickly, and I get really scared when I watch those commercials.
Yeah, there's a so in Eugene where I'm living now, there's a distributor in the area. It might be Bigfoot vending, but their mascot's Bigfoot, and they have these giant trucks all over town that have these like awful, just terrible drawings of like a Bigfoot ripping open a vending machine. And I'm just tempted to follow one all day until I find that hairy bastard, because you know they're all coming from him. So far, I figured this out. In the pictures, he is throwing a Diet Coke out of the vending machine. I believe he's throwing a Milky Way out of the vending machine.
He should throw Almond Joys out of the vending machine and right into the trash can.
Exactly. He's also throwing original Lay's out of the vending machine.
That's
so
fair.
This
Original
tells
Lay's
me
suck. They're too greasy. I'm Doritos or barbecue Lay's.
exactly.
Or
and
sour
so this
cream
is
and onion.
this is leading me to building, a little profile to how I'm going to catch a Bigfoot.
Okay.
And then there's the other side of the truck shows him very happy with a classic Coke,
Nice.
a Snickers, and I do
Okay.
believe the red Doritos. I believe that's the cheesy nacho or something like that.
Ooh, you know what's interesting? Just the idea behind making that mural of being like, what would Bigfoot love?
Yeah, he's not on a diet, that's for sure.
Maybe like a Dr. Pepper and a peanut butter candy bar.
And a bullet to the balls.
Why does that always come back? Because I force
Yeah.
it. Because I force it. I love that joke. I spat wine to that joke.
I'm glad you did.
That was a good one. Anyway, so, wow. So, in order to catch a Bigfoot, you guys, you heard it here. Red Doritos or Cool Ranch? What are we talking about? Nacho?
I see them almost every day. Next time I see one, I will try to snap a picture. I tried to take a picture of one. I was driving by one, and I saw it, and I stopped my car to take a photo of it. And
it crashed.
the camera on my phone was like frozen. It wouldn't take a photo. And so I was sitting there for like 10 seconds with my phone pointed at this guy's truck, and the guy's sitting there just staring at me.
Wait, that's. I know that's weird, but that's also, if you think about it, that's also very like creepy and eerie. Like, what the fuck? Like, no, not like to the driver. But do you think that shit happens every time you point your phone at a Bigfoot? Is that why nobody gets pictures?
It's possible.
That's
It's
what I'm
very
saying.
possible.
There's some fucking kind of weird aura around that shit.
Higher spirits, man.
Or
get some
Snickers.
crystals.
Might have been
Get
a
some
snick.
You gotta get yourself some crystals.
Crystal meth?
That too.
Cool. But you heard it here first. Go get a Coke, a Snickers, and hopefully Cool Ranch, but I feel like he's a nacho guy.
Yeah, I think he's a nacho guy.
What are you, David? Cool Ranch or nacho?
If I'm gonna go to town on some Doritos, it's gonna be the Tapatio.
Salsa Verde.
Not enough flavor.
Okay. Well, you know what? We all got our thing. So, let's just get into these stories because you guys are fucking definitely caught up on what's going on in our lives. Cat in the bag.
Bigfoot trucks.
And you're caught up on any of the news you may have missed. So let's just get into these stories. Now, David, when I say the word sexy, what do you think of?
Oh, leather.
Wasn't the right answer. Come on, David. Channel your inner Camp Strange sexy.
Oh boy, there's been so many sexy things.
You're
had
right.
A couple of sexy monkeys, sexy lizard man.
Yep. Okay. Oh, you know what? You found the vein
did
I
it.
was going for.
I got it.
You got it. You
Struck it.
You hit the nail on the head because half man, half animal hybrids is the pinnacle of beauty and sexy. Okay? And you would know that if you were a man of science or a whiskey man.
Yeah.
Then you would know what the hell we were talking about. And if you really think about it, an ape is half man, half creature. It's almost full man. And when, of course, the sexy lizard man is just, he's the sexiest out there. But today,
you can't control yourself around that. Your head's gonna explode from just the pure adrenaline.
Scaly abs? Are you kidding me?
Ugh.
That tongue? So, today, I will be talking about a brand new creature to Camp Strange that will give your Willy the Willies. Today, we take a trip all the way to, you better say it right or I'm going to kick you in the nuts, Louisville, Kentucky. You got to say it right. Everybody says Louisville or Louisville. It's Louisville. Louisville. So we're going to be traveling all the way to Louisville, Kentucky to dive into the strange and, of course, sexy history of the one, the only, Popelick Monster. See, he's sexy. He's got lick in the name.
You really threw me off because we usually like to say, oh, what's your one word before we start recording? You said Popelick, and I thought this was going to be like a very dark episode about the popes. And I was just kind of thinking, yeah, this is not going to be fun.
I'm like, so the Pope licked 132 things. Guess what they were? They were all children. What, dude? Okay.
Let's move on.
Okay, I'm the first one to say it. Sue me. Don't sue me. Don't sue Catholic Church. There's a lot of money.
That's how we get on. That's how we get on CNN. That's how we get on Fox. We get the Catholic Church suing us. We've got it in the bag.
No. Do you see how much money's in that hat and that basket that they pass around the pews? There's a lot of money in those, David.
And that's not taxed.
We should get ourselves a
there.
hat we pass around. Maybe somebody throw a couple of dollars in there, at least a couple coupons of Fridays.
A nice bowler hat.
A pork pie hat. So, let's get into what the Popelick Monster represents. So he represents Catholicism. I'm joking. Let's get so.
See, we make fun of all the religions, so it's okay, right?
It's okay. I'm fucking Catholic, dude, or I was. I don't know what I am anymore. Jesus. So, The Popelick Monster actually, he lives at the Popelick Trestle. And David, do you know what a trestle is?
Yes, a trestle is a flower-based vegetable that grows 3 feet deep. It sprouts out around a foot from the soil, so you have to dig deep. And it tastes somewhat like a radish mixed with
You can't grow it in your front
coriander.
yard. Don't grow it in your front yard. So, no, a trestle is basically a bridge with a railroad track on it.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
If you guys have ever seen Stand By Me, classic Stephen King novel, The Body, made into a movie with
Wait, was the book
Will
called
Wheaton's
The
in
Body?
It was called The Body. It was like a short story by Stephen King.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, River Phoenix. We got Will Wheaton. We got the guy from Kangaroo Jack. What's his name? Maguire, something like that. Fuck.
Toby Maguire.
Not Toby Maguire.
Mark. It's Mark Maguire.
Stop, please. So the Popelick Monster, he lives under the Popelick Trestle, which is actually named after the Popelick Creek, which is below. And it was built in the late 1800s and is, of course, 90 feet tall. And like I said, above the Popelick Creek and the Popelick Road right below it. So just a lot of Popelick going on there. And David,
you never
actually,
have too much.
when I told you that my story was Popelick, you said public?
Yeah.
Saying, oh, I wouldn't catch me out in Popelick wearing that shirt.
Well, I thought you were like trying to make a funny that didn't hit.
Oh, that's most of the time. So, but there is a common misconception that the trestle is abandoned and no longer used because of the way it looks. It's all rusted and chipped and shit like that. It looks real bad, real old. It's from like I said, it's from the late 1800s. So, we got some 20-year-olds trying to dig it up probably and boil its bones and whatnot. But in reality, the bridge actually carries a major rail artery into Louisville. And heavy freight trains cross the bridge several times daily, so it is easy for someone to actually get caught atop of the trestle while an oncoming train barrels down at them. And like I said, a trestle, I don't know about most bridges, but a trestle doesn't look like it has any sort of sides to it. So if you decide to start walking on the trestle, like on the tracks, and a train is coming at you, you're either...
There's 2 ways out.
There's 3 ways out.
There's 3 ways out.
You're right. David,
Yeah.
please explain the 3 ways out since you know already.
Well, there's a shuffle to the right. There's a shuffle to the left. And there's a shuffle that will take you probably a mile backwards in a good old splat.
So I think you're kind of right. It's either you're jumping from the bridge, you're getting hit by the train, or you're hanging from below.
I didn't consider that one Spider-Man.
I mean, or you could just run. You could run and try to get off the trestle, but most of the times you're not going to make it because if they're wood planks that are going by, and you're always going to trip. So a lot of people
Britney Spears. Unless you're Britney Spears, you're not outrun that train.
Fastest woman alive, guys.
Fastest being alive.
You're right. So, fastest mammal alive. So there have actually been numerous deaths of teenagers and young adults over the years from walking on the trestle, like we talked about, and some have been hit by the train, some have jumped or slipped while on the trestle, and some have actually survived when they were forced to hang below the rails on the metal like beams underneath the actual train tracks. But people who have actually jumped down there and even like grabbed the rails and stuff like that, they said that their arms have been like hit by the train when it goes past and stuff. So it's like super dangerous and still super close, and not many people survive if you're like in the middle of the trestle to like run off either way. You know what I mean? You're kind of fucked. So you got to make a decision at that point. But maybe for some of those teens, it wasn't the train that got them. Maybe it was the Popelick Monster.
Ooh.
And like I said, the Popelick Monster is, of course, named after this trestle because it stays under this trestle. Yada saying, yada to mean. So, the Popelick Monster, and we talked about how sexy this was, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a description for all you young lads and ladies at home.
Can't wait.
You could write this down, put it in your pocket, read it when you're bored.
Oh, that's a dangerous game.
Don't read at church. So, the Popelick Monster appears as a human-goat hybrid with a grotesquely deformed body of a man. I didn't write that. I would never say something like that. And
yeah,
it has
just jealous.
so it has powerful fur-covered goat legs, an alabaster-skinned face with an I don't even know what that word is. A keyline nose and wide-set eyes. I'm guessing he's got a goat nose. Why are we gonna we gotta fancy up? The boy got a goat nose.
Yeah.
He's short. Sharp horns protrude from his forehead and nestled in a long, greasy hair that matched the color of the fur on his legs. They're kind of trying to like do my boy a little dirty right now. Do my man a little bit dirty.
I'm telling you, they're just jealous.
Exactly.
They can't have what he has.
They don't have a trestle.
No. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. Do you have a trestle? Talk to you later.
But honestly, this goat is built. I'm seeing like pictures of this goat. He's
Is he
kind of
dummy yoked?
You know what? He's kind of one of those. He's like long and slender. They say he's short, but he's got the body of a basketball player. Where you could tell he's got some definition, but he's long and slender. He's not big and built. He looks like
if you took Bull and shrunk him a little bit.
I don't even know who that is.
I wish we had a moment so you could Google Bull.
Oh, wait. Is that the Bulls mascot?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
God.
That's a good guess.
That's Benny the Bull.
You're right. That is him. Anyway, so now that you guys know what this big old hunk looks like, we could go into how he came to be. But David, before we go on, this just came to me. What three snack foods do you think that this hunk would like?
Okay. And
I'm gonna fill you in already. The candy bar, we gotta go with a hunk bar, right?
Obviously, I mean that's a gimme.
It's a hunk.
So a quick question for our answers: how tall is this trestle? Like from the ground?
90 feet.
90 feet. So if you're gonna be scaling 90 feet on the reg to gobble up those teens smoking a bowl.
In the middle of the railroad tracks. That's the worst time to be high. I gotta run. What?
I'm gonna go ahead and say that this guy's drinking the champagne-flavored Bang energy drink.
Ooh.
Because A, he likes to go fast, and B, he likes to party.
He likes to party, but he also knows that like women love champagne.
Yes.
Champagne is classy. You're always drinking champagne in a tuxedo. He's probably got a tuxedo somewhere, and he's highfalutin. He's high class.
Yeah.
He
drinks that Bang energy drink from a flute.
Exactly.
A champagne flute.
Maybe a real flute.
That's true.
Who knows? But what kind? Okay, so we got his drink, we got his hunk bar. Okay, what kind of chips we talking though?
Funyuns.
Ooh.
Because he's a fun guy.
You know what? That's a fun guess. But I was gonna go more with like. I was gonna go more.
That's a fun guess, but you're wrong.
Yeah, I think you are. I was gonna go with either two things. We talking Takis because he's spicy. Yeah. He likes to keep it spicy. Or we talking those orange Hawaiian flavored chips that those orange ones.
Oh yeah,
dude. And
I'm
projecting on him. I'm projecting because those are my favorite. But like,
yeah,
he probably eats them.
If anybody listening knows what we're talking about, the Hawaiian potato chips, If you've ever had the habanero ones,
Ooh.
those are
Wait,
good.
Are they spicy though?
Oh yeah. If you can
Okay,
handle
so
some spice, look for that pink bag.
Okay, we got best of both worlds though. He's eating the habanero spicy Hawaiian chips. We got a little taki spicy, we got a little sweet honey, little Hawaiian, and we combining them. So we figured out we cracked the case. Let's continue.
Big home.
Because we're gonna get to my next part, and it's my favorite part, and it's how he came to be, like I said. So numerous urban legends exist about the Popelick Monster's origin and the methods it employs to claim its victims. Like I said, this guy's creative. He's trying new things, and that's why I like him.
Okay.
He's not afraid to think outside the box, and he's going after people in different ways. And according to some accounts, the creature uses hypnosis or voice mimicry. Is that the right word? Mimicry, to lure trespassers onto the trestle to meet their death before an oncoming train. So he either warps your mind into you walking on the trestle, or he pretends he's like a little baby crying on the tracks, and then you walk up there and you're like,
What you gonna do? Piss yourself?
And then you walk up there and you're like, I'm going to go save a baby. Here we go. I'm about to be a hero. About to be in the local Louisville, Kentucky newspaper. Man saves baby on trestle. You get up there. You're looking at, you go reach down. You go to pick it up off the barrier or whatever. And next thing you know, you're holding an Italian sub from Subway. We're talking 12 inches, the size of a baby. But it's not a baby. He used mimicry.
Okay. I was going to say, maybe that baby is what you're looking for.
No. There's no baby. He just made
No.
an Italian sub sound like a 3-year-old.
I'm trying to say is you're looking for the baby, but then all of a sudden you find this delicious Italian treat. And maybe that was what you really needed in the long run. You didn't need to be in the papers. You just needed that sandwich.
Okay, fair. I'm not even going to argue with that. It goes great with jalapeno chips. So, so he's either, warping your mind, walking yourself onto the track, or he's tricking you with his little voice, I
don't like that.
You don't like that. No one
don't
does.
like that.
Everyone wants us to stop immediately. That's why we have these inherent skills to take care of babies.
Yeah,
So-
imagine if you loved the sound of a crying baby. You'd be a bad parent.
Or the fucking Goatman, the fucking Popelick Monster. So, other stories claim the monster jumps down from the trestle onto the roofs of cars passing beneath it. The gunk. What was that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was probably nothing that just landed on top of my car. That was clearly the only sound a car makes when something lands on top of it.
Yeah, it was just a pine cone. Don't worry about that, sweetie.
What's kind of crazy? How flimsy the tops of cars are.
Yeah. You can't have them that heavy.
Well, yeah, but you ever
Top
have
heavy,
your
it's gonna
friend
roll in a windstorm.
You ever have your friend joke around, climb on top of your car, and you're like, yo, you better get off the top of my car. I think it's going to collapse.
Yeah.
Right?
No, 'cause I buy American made. That motor might shit itself in 2 years, but god damn it, you can bounce a bowling ball off that roof.
Sorry, I spot welded a cage inside my Toyota Matrix just in case that bitch rolls.
Yeah, sure, most people say cages in cars are actually more dangerous than cars without cages, but you know what? I love to grab onto that motherfucker.
You know what? I always say I always wanted to die via decapitation. Thank you very much. So he sometimes jumps on cars. You better hope you fucking don't have a convertible or you're getting a fucking goat hoof to the fucking top of your head. Right in your soft spot, you little baby. Yet, other legends tell that it attacks its victims with a blood-stained axe, so he'd be using it because it's blood-stained. It can't just be a regular axe. You can't go to Home Depot and be like, "Can I get a blood-stained axe?" No, you gotta earn those badges, okay, everybody.
You're
And-
going to the wrong Home Depots.
And other people say that the very sight of the creature is so unsettling that those who see it while walking across the high trestle are driven to leap off of it. So the last version is basically somebody who goes, I want to walk across the trestle, and Goatman, Popelick Monster, slams a Bang Energy champagne, of course, and decides to scale the top of that trestle real quick, hops up, goes, hey, what's up? And it's so ugly, which I completely 100% disagree with, that people commit suicide and jump off the trestle.
Ah,
But those
I
people,
mean, that's a theory, yeah.
those people have no taste. And I've had a very similar reaction to myself, so I don't like those people. Those people don't appreciate real beauty.
Yeah.
So, but of course, other legends hold that the monster. Oh, here we go. So this is where he came to be. Those are all the methods of murder, of course. But we want to know where this beast came from. And other legends hold that the monster is a human-goat hybrid, and that it was an actual circus freak who vowed revenge after being mistreated by the circus. And in one version, it said that the monster escaped after the train derailed off of the trestle. So there's one thing that you never want to happen in your town. I'll tell you right now from experience. You never want the freak part of the train to derail from the tracks. Then you got pinheads and lobster boys running around your town. What? Have you guys never seen American Horror Story? Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm saying bearded ladies. You got the guy nailing nails in his nose.
That one can fuck off.
You got
You're
the
putting
guy.
nails in your head. That's just no.
Well,
Don't do that.
then how do you feel about piercing and tattoo guy?
I feel like that's probably the least visited exhibit.
I completely agree, but it is pretty cool when they like tattoo their eyeballs and you're like, damn, that must have hurt. Right?
You forget that I lived in Portland for a while, so seeing tattooed pierced guy was every street block.
Well, I walked Venice Beach before, asshole, so I've seen it too. But I really do actually like that, like the circus freak vowing revenge on the people that mistreated him in the, flipped over train. That's a very fun story, but that's not my favorite, David, because there's a better one. And this version goes a little something like this. Hit it. So apparently there was a local farmer in the town of Louisville, and his crops weren't growing. And we're talking turnips in the front yard.
Did he fuck one of his goats?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
We're all thinking it.
We were thinking it. But the turnips in the front yard weren't growing too great, of course. And he was having a hard time. He was having a real hard time. So, where do you go, David, if you're having a real hard time and you need a quick fix? You might say
7-Eleven?
JG Wentworth 877 cash now.
You know
but
that's not their phone number anymore.
who have I been calling asking for cash now?
I don't know.
But it's not JG Wentworth. It's the devil.
Oh.
Of course.
Yeah.
The master of all ceremonies. So, this lowly farmer decided to go to the devil, and he's like, hey, guess what, man? I need some crops. I need a lot of crops, and I need them to be good crops, okay? Expensive crops. So he made a deal with the devil, and he said, I'm going to make your land fertile. And he said, bring me all of your goats that you have, because guess what? The devil needs a ritual sacrifice like he does always. So the guy brought all of the goats. He slaughtered all of the goats for the devil. But you know the devil don't play fair. And you know also the devil went down to Georgia and he's looking for a soul to steal.
Yep.
And he learned to play the fucking violin better than anybody else. But before that,
a fiddle.
you're right. Fuck. You're right.
Just say it one more time.
Devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He's way behind. He's doing fine. He's looking to make a deal. Bang, bang, bang. There we go. That's for you guys. So he killed all the goats, slaughtered them. And the devil was like, I ain't playing fair. So guess what? Boom. You just got turned into a sexy goat man. And that's how the legend became reality, of course.
You really summed it up right there at the end.
No, you gotta get to the point. I'm not gonna describe to you all the horrible formations that happen in his body, because we all seen those movies where all of a sudden the bones in your back start cracking a bunch, start piercing through your skin, and you go, and all of a sudden you're like, bah.
Yeah. I didn't read any of them, but boy, I looked at my fair share of Animorph books.
There we go. You know it. But yeah, he got
painful.
He got twisted. This farmer got twisted and molded into this horrible half man, half goat monster, and he was sworn and scorned to forever live his life on the land underneath the trestle, looking for, like they say, more souls to steal. He should learn to play the violin. But I say, if
it's a fiddle, god damn it.
Fuck, motherfucker. You're right. But I would say don't even learn the fiddle if you're having a hard time farming. I say you go down to the old claim jumper, start pulling tricks, turning tricks in the parking lot, just like any other good American would do to make ends meet, right?
Right.
Okay, there we go. That's yep. And then go get yourself a peach cobbler after. You deserved it. So I just want to say, in the end, I just want to warn you cryptic researchers out there that you must always remember, stay safe, and don't walk on railroad bridges like in Stand By Me, because in real life, Vern the Fat Kid gets turned into a splatter mark on the big choo-choo.
Oh.
And for those who aren't fortunate enough to get turned into a splatter mark on the big choo-choo, you get hacked up, hypnotized, or fucking turned into an Italian sub by the Popelick Monster. So there you go. That's the legend of the Popelick Monster. I tried to find more personal stories of the Popelick Monster, but to be completely honest,
they're hard to find.
Most people who've encountered the Popelick Monster aren't around to tell the stories.
Nope.
So
lovely story.
Yeah, so just stay safe out there, and if you see a half goat, half man hybrid out there, either make sweet love to them or just avoid them altogether. There's no in between. That's what I say.
All right, Tobin. So I got a special story here today, which was sent to me by a listener and a dear friend named Kubi Rush. So thank you, Kubi. I enjoyed this story enough to talk about it today, and I hope you guys enjoy it too.
Kubi, big fan of the pod.
Big Kubi boy.
We love Kubi. Also, I have to shout out Rick. Rick gave me the cannibal story of the guy boiling bones. He sent that to me, and he's like, I thought of you, and I was like, thanks.
Was it Rick Moranis?
It was Rick Moranis of Ghostbusters fame, of Honey, I Shrunk the Fucking Kids fame.
God, I love that the European version where the title was Honey, I Shrunk the Fucking Kids. Didn't fly in America. So, Tobin, have you ever heard of an idiot so stupid that they might even be smart in a way?
Maybe you.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking too. That doesn't make much sense though. But this is almost like our sweet monkey girl Raven, the money managing monkey dart throwing chimpanzee. So today we are going to talk about my second installment of Sexy Monkeys.
Are you kidding me, David? Can't do anything with you.
No, today we're going to talk about Timothy Dexter, America's richest, luckiest idiot.
Oh, okay. I actually thought you were doing a second part of the monkey story. I was like,
oh man,
I'm like,
you wish.
I was like, I'm kind of in, honestly. I'm like not against it. I had a great time with the first monkey story, but like, hey, I'm all ears, baby.
I think you're gonna love this one. You know who else is all ears?
Timothy Dexter.
Chimpanzees.
Oh, you're right.
So Timothy Dexter was born in Malden, Massachusetts, on January 22nd. I guess we should address the fact that for anybody that's new listening, I can't pronounce the state name, and so I just call it Massachusetts. So yeah, he was born January 22nd, 1747, after his family bloodline had immigrated from Ireland a century before. Growing up, Dexter and his family were very, very poor, and he received little to no education at all as a child.
Aw.
So, not a very bright man.
The only Dexter I know was a scientist.
Yeah, or a serial killer.
Ooh, you're right.
A serial killer.
But the thing is, like, every Dexter you meet is smart, so he might be the first dumb Dexter I've ever met.
I don't know. My parents' dog, Dexter, is the dumbest fucking dog you'll ever meet.
Well, that dog doesn't count. It's not a human. But, like, there's a reason why they call people Point Dexter. Okay, David?
Okay. Why?
I don't know. It's a thing people say.
So Dexter went on to work on a farm at the ripe age of 8 years old.
Ooh, grow some turnips.
At 14, he left the farm for Charleston, South Carolina, to work as an apprentice dressing leather for breeches and gloves.
Wait,
And
so did they say why he left the farm? Was like the farmer turning into a fucking weird goat man?
They did not specify why. I think he just wanted a bigger and better life, so he went to leather work.
It's also crazy that
Daddy.
he went from one sexy thing to another fucking sexy thing.
He just wanted to be the first leather farmer.
Goat man to the leather man.
So yeah, he finished his apprenticeship in Boston, and as a way of the custom, his employer on his last day gave him a freeman's suit, which was of high value, which he sold for a whopping $8.20. Not a very
What the
good
hell's
bargainer.
a freeman suit?
So I tried to Google that myself, and from what I found, a freeman suit was only owned by. Well, okay, there were two definitions. One was a freeman suit were for previous slaves that were now free men.
Yeah, that's where actually the last name originated from. Like people changed their last name, like Morgan Freeman. Like Freeman was a surname that you adopted because I don't know exactly the historical. I don't want to claim anything, but I think it's because like people didn't have like they wanted to like establish new last names because they didn't like know their last names because they because of the most horrible thing that ever happened to America besides maybe the Native Americans and everything else. Geez, we have a fucked up country, but hey, at least you got a suit.
Yeah,
But dude.
So when I tried to Google what it was exactly, it was the other definition was basically like a high society person's suit, like a very fancy, expensive suit.
Like a suit you would talk like this in.
Exactly, and so yeah, he sold his for $8.
Wait, no, you get more, buddy.
Probably could have. So Timothy went to the boomtown of Newburyport. And do you know what a boomtown is?
It's where you make boom boom.
So a boomtown is...
wait, no. It's where you go boom, 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 and then everybody says, ayo, ayo, ayo.
No, so yeah, a boomtown is like a town that is... I mean, it's booming. Like, it's a town that is really starting to get traction in becoming like a nice town and like making like they typically have like one thing that they make a shit ton of money
There's
off of. Like
there's an industry that
coal.
has settled there that is like exploding and everybody's making a lot of money
Exactly.
off of it. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what a boomtown is. So yeah, he went to the boomtown of Newburyport, where residents were making huge profits in shipbuilding and trading.
Wow.
Yeah, so within a year, he bought some land and found love with a woman named Elizabeth Frothingham. Timothy and Elizabeth would get married despite Timothy being 16 and Elizabeth being 32.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Yeah, and as it turns out, Elizabeth was a very wealthy widow from her previous marriage, along with having 3 children and a huge house.
See, that's what you need. You need these older women with these younger men, because you usually got the old creepy men with the younger women. I say smash the patriarchy. Get yourself
Let's flip it around, baby.
An old rich lady, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Also, I have a confession to make, too.
Yeah.
If you asked me to build a boat, I wouldn't even know where to fucking start. How do they bend the wood?
I'm not going to get into that. So...
Okay, I'm done.
So Dexter set up his shop in the basement of his new family's home, selling sexy, kinky leather clothes and whips.
And
Obviously.
bent wood.
And bent wood.
Unintended.
So I'm kidding, just normal leather clothing items like he was taught at a young age. And by the end of the American Revolution, Timothy had saved several thousands of dollars, which he made a very, very silly investment with. He spent all of his money buying worthless continental currency, which...
Wait, what?
So continental currency was basically money that the government paid to soldiers that were... It was basically worthless, really. Like one dollar in it was like less than a penny.
Oh, why would you buy that?
Exactly. It was not a good investment. It was a very stupid investment. But after the American Revolution, I believe it was Alexander Hamilton.
Oh God, you're gonna
Could be
sing
wrong.
the whole play now.
Fuck that. He ended up making the money. That's when they established like banks and stuff, and so it turned out that the continental currency was worth a shit ton of money.
Because he was. I mean, I haven't seen the play, so I don't know. But I just know, like, historically, like, I think he created like the first, like, the treasury or something like that.
That's what the treasury, not the bank, but the treasury.
Mm-hmm.
So this worthless money currency that he had bought all of a sudden was worth like a shit ton of money. So
Really?
our boy Dexter became
They like
billionaire.
grandfathered in like this old money, and they're like, if you got this old money, we'll still like accept it, and like it's still worth a lot. Okay.
Yeah, so they increased the value of it, and now this stupid idiot was loaded. This idiot was disgustingly rich for making a stupid investment.
It's like It's like if all of a sudden they made like really bad records like really valuable, then you'd be rich, right?
Yeah, sure.
You know, like all your really bad records that you have.
Oh, yeah.
Like Barbra Streisand.
I do have some Barbra Streisand, but
Everybody
to be fair,
has some
I
Barbra
didn't.
Streisand.
I didn't buy that on purpose.
That
was because our buddy Sam Skolnick, who's been on an episode, went to a clothing store or something like that, and they basically sold giant boxes full of records for cheap, and he got me one, and yeah, I got a few Barbras in there, and you show me a Goodwill that has a vinyl section, and if it doesn't have Barbra Streisand,
Barbara. Well, I think she was like one of the most selling artists of like that time, so like everybody eventually dies and has to get rid of their Barbras.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
So some would call that lucky, and they'd be right, but Timothy Dexter's luck wouldn't run out there. Timothy, with his new riches, bought an incredible house on State Street that had belonged to Nathaniel Tracy, who was a revolutionary privateer, and today his house is the Newbury Point Public Library.
Whoa.
So, fast forward a little bit.
So like his house was big enough to fit a shit ton of books in it. Okay.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
So Timothy then would build 2 ships, and he then sold bed warmers to the West Indies. Which, do you know much about the West Indies?
Literally, I know that it's a word.
you know that it's West.
Is it like lo-fi hip-hop indie music? I don't know. What is it?
So he sold bed warmers to the West Indies, which was a ploy by other businessmen to bankrupt Dexter, knowing he wasn't smart enough to figure out why in God's name would the tropical area of the West Indies need their beds warmed.
Oh, shit.
So it was a foolproof plan, to ruin him, or was it? So do you know what like the bed warmers were?
Was it? Oh, shit. Oh, my God. I think I fucking know what a bed warmer is. Didn't they literally take a cast iron pot and fill it with hot fucking coals and then stick it underneath your sheets?
Yeah.
By your feet?
Yeah.
That's some insane ass shit.
Yeah, so it turns out these large metal items were used as ladles in the booming molasses industry and sold incredibly well in the
Wait,
oh my God.
so he bought a bunch of these and they're like, actually, we use these for something else, so he just got fucking lucky again, basically?
Yes. So, yeah, he tried to sell things to warm up beds in a tropical area, but it turned out they had a way different use for them, which was very, like, beneficial. And,
oh, my God.
Yeah, he made a shit ton of money selling those over there.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, sorry, I lost my place there.
Oh, yay, David fucked up. Alex didn't fuck up for once. Everybody, round of applause.
You know what you did do your whole story without fucking up once. Good job, bud. So, Timothy was so rich at this point that he was known as Lord Dexter. And,
Damn,
what
lord?
What do lords do?
They like an overlord?
Nah, I'm not sure what your lords do, but I'm going to tell you what this lord did. So, this lord, he had the idea to run around town catching stray cats. Baby, oh yeah.
Ooh,
and,
just get a paper bag. They love them.
Yeah.
They'll crawl right in them while you're doing a podcast.
A Trader Joe's bag.
It was a Trader Joe's bag. Good on you.
Knew it. So, catching cats sounds like a fool's errand, but Lord Dexter sold these cats for a buttload of money to the Caribbean, where warehouse owners bought as many as they could to keep rodent population down in their warehouses.
Well, don't buy them if you have fucking cockroaches, because apparently the cats just sniff the fucking cockroaches, and then you smash it with a book, and then all the cats go, I'm going to still smell it and maybe eat it and get sick, and then I get mad.
Yeah.
That's
mean, there's that.
But I don't live in the Caribbean.
No, you don't. So, Lord Dexter also used his leather work to send gloves to Polynesia, which is, an area where wool and leather gloves were far from useful. It was too warm in the area. Being that it was advised by his constituents, to tell, they were trying to bankrupt him again. And but it turns out the Portuguese traders would travel to China, where certain colder climates found great use for them, or the Chinese traders would go to Siberia and sell them for a very high value.
So he was basically making deals with middlemen.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
And even though like people are like trying to make him sell stuff that were useless in areas, he was still finding a way to make like a shit ton of money.
Fuck yeah, Dexter. Fuck the haters.
Yeah. So people also jokingly told Dexter to ship coal to Newcastle, a land that was world famous for its coal production.
Where is Newcastle? I only know it's a beer.
I believe
it's weird
in Maine. It's somewhere on the East Coast.
Okay.
And so Lord Dexter, none the wiser, took this business plan to heart and sent hell to fire to be sold. But his fellow businessmen knew, they knew they'd ruin him this time. They got him. But at that very moment...
He's got bad friends. He's got really bad friends.
Yeah. But at this moment, A strike in the coal miners formed, and his shipment of coal sold like fucking hotcakes, and he made another insane profit.
Holy shit.
I mean, it's like you're known for one thing, and all of a sudden nobody will produce it, and then someone's like, "Oh, here's a ton of coal." Like, it's made so much money.
The man can't lose. He's basically like doing like some weird insider trading via telepathy.
Yeah.
Like he could tell the future. Like that's some crazy shit.
So, Lord Dexter was also fascinated by whales. He loved whales and grew an obsession with whale bones for God knows what reason. But once again, this would end up being random luck, as as a massive purchase of whale bones would become very valuable when the French fashion arrived to the States, featuring large corsets, which were the most lucrative styles used whale bones for support.
Yes, that's so true. I was just I'm into this new show on Netflix right now. Katie and I have been watching. It's called Dragula, and it's basically like it's like RuPaul's Drag Race, but like they dress up like fucking crazy shit, like mental like hospital gore and like weird aliens and shit like that. It's like Drag Race, but like weird aliens. And some guy's like wearing a whalebone corset and it stabbed him in the guts, and he's like, I couldn't do the backflip because the corset stabbed me with the bones. And I was like, there's bones in a corset? What the fuck?
Yeah, I had no idea about that until
wild.
I was researching this.
Yeah.
So, as all this is going on, Timothy's relationship with his wife and kids started to suffer as members of the New England high society alienated him and kept him away from their circles because they disliked him and did not see him worthy of their rankings.
Those motherfuckers, they've been doing that since the beginning. Fuck those friends. You got bad friends, dude.
Exactly. So they're trying to sabotage him the whole time, and it just made him richer, which probably made them more pissed off.
Yeah, they hated him because he was just everything they wanted.
So, seeing his relationship with his wife crumble, he started to tell visitors that his wife had died, and the woman who guests kept seeing frequently and talking with was actually just her ghost haunting his home.
That is the coolest fucking, that is the coolest excuse you can do. Like, you're like, oh, where's your wife? Like, oh, that bitch dead. That bitch died. Did you know she was 35 when I was 16? That bitch dead. And then they're like,
she opened the door for us.
Like, who's that lady that answered the door? Oh, you mean that fat ass ghost? that fat ass ugly ass ghost.
So
that ghost with all them pimples.
So after seeing how people would react, that his wife was dead, and I mean the people who didn't already see that she was not dead, he saw that they were sad, and he wanted people to feel that way for him. So it made him very curious. And what's the next logical thing to do as Lord?
Yo, this bitch
is
this dude gonna fake his own death to see how many people show up to his funeral?
He faked his own death.
Shut the fuck up, dude. That's like everybody's like secret dream to be like, I want to see how many people show up to my funeral and like the nice shit they say about me. No one will ever admit it, but they'd be like, I want to see who like says the nicest stuff. Like, was I a cool guy? Obviously, they're gonna say really nice stuff because you're dead. But jeez.
So about 3,000 people attended his fake wake as he spied on the event. Dexter noticed that his wife did not cry as much as he really wanted to. So after he revealed it was fake, he caned her for not grieving his death enough.
This guy's a dick too.
Just an absolute lunatic.
You're not gonna cry for me? You're not gonna cry hard enough? Like, imagine putting on your own funeral and then jumping up and be like, I got you guys. Who said the nicest shit? You get my record player. You get my Game Boy. Like, what the fuck?
Just wielding a cane.
He's like, you get a swift beating from this long licorice I bought.
Later in life, Dexter bought an estate in Chester, New Hampshire, and then Newcastle. Is that where Newcastle is? New Hampshire?
You said Newcastle was in Maine.
Yeah, they all blend together.
New Hampshire?
So, New Hampshire. And then he decided to just fuck up his old house by building minarets, which are like tower-like structures, a giant golden eagle on top of his roof, and a mausoleum for himself, and a garden of 40 wooden statues of famous men, including George Washington, William Pitt, Napoleon, Thomas Jefferson, Elvis, and himself.
Wait. What year was this? Did you just say Elvis?
I was wondering if you'd catch that one.
You motherfucker. I was like, wait.
I faked that one. No, so his statue had an inscription that read, "I am the first of the East, the first in the West, and the greatest philosopher in the Western world."
If you ain't first, you last. What
Exactly.
he wrote doesn't make sense.
No, not really.
Which is amazing because you could tell like he is a dumb guy who got like a bunch of money, and he's doing exactly what you think a dumb guy would do if he got a bunch of money. And he's like,
Yep.
but like I don't think like building towers and like those statues, like it is dumb for like I guess value, like property value, because like that's like highly like no one's gonna be like, oh my god, he has 40 statues of very prominent men in history. Like that upped the value of the property for me. It's like, no, put like nice hedges and flowers. Like that's fucking dumb to put like those statues in there. But like it's cool. I mean, whatever.
So, at the age of 50, Lord Timothy Dexter decided to dip his toes in a new venture.
Wait, is his
And that
ghost
was-
wife still there?
It didn't say.
She's probably dead by now. If he's 50, like back then, like he was 16, she was 35. That means she was like what, like
He was a boy. She was a girl. It couldn't be any more obvious.
but she was like 19 years older than him or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Who knows?
She would have been like 70, but more than likely had TB and was in a grave or somebody's soup.
I would hope after the caning she would have gotten some distance, but you never know. He started. He became a writer, which with no education, it wasn't pretty. Dexter wrote a book titled "A Pickle for Knowing One's or Plain Truth in a Homespun Dress."
Did you just say a pickle?
The book was titled "A Pickle for Knowing One's or Plain Truth in a Homespun Dress." One more time. "A Pickle for Knowing One's or Plain Truth in a Homespun Dress." And in this book, he complained about politicians, the clergy, and his wife. And the book contained 8,847 words and 33,864 letters, making it a 24-page long book.
Oh wow! What you led with like numbers that I thought it was gonna be like a pretty lengthy book. I guess I don't
No.
really know how many words are in a normal book.
Exactly. And so what made this book so amazing wasn't the insane title, but the fact that the entire book was punctuation free.
It was one big run-on sentence. Wait, did he put
Yes.
a period in the last word though?
I don't think so.
Oh my god! You know what's crazy though? Like absolutely insane is that guy could like write that whole thing and then somebody reads that shit and go, "This man is a genius." Did you not know that this man was a fucking genius? And you're like, he's not. He's really not.
So he also would randomly capitalize letters for no reason, and it was riddled with typos.
I kind of think he's a genius now, actually, after you said that last thing.
He's like Kanye. So Dexter initially handed the book out for free, but then it became wildly popular, leading this book to be reprinted on 8 separate occasions to meet demands. And in the second edition in then on of the book, Dexter added an extra page which consisted of 11 lines of punctuation marks with the instructions that readers could, and I quote, pepper and salt them as they pleased in the rest of the book. And when he quoted it, I'm going to spell it out for you. When he said pepper and salt it was PEPRANDSOLT.
Honestly, this guy's kind of like brilliant. I love certain aspects of him. Like, I know he's dumb and he thinks he's smart, but like, I respect him because it's all about confidence. Like, it's all about, like, to be successful, you can be dumb. I guess this is what you take away from this podcast. You guys, you can be dumb, but if you're confident and you can trick people into thinking that, like, you're smart, you got it. You're good. Pepper and salt it in, as they say.
Exactly. So Lord Timothy Dexter died at the age of 59 on October 26th of 1906. I think that's 1806. That's a typo. Yeah. Leaving all of his remaining money for the care of Newburyport's poor. So he left all of his money to the poor.
Oh, what a nice guy.
Which shows at the end,
even though he caned the shit out of his wife and he was an asshole and faked his own death.
Yeah, which shows at the end of the day he might have been a lunatic that beat his wife with a cane after she didn't meet his standards of grief, but he had a deep compassion for the ones in need. Also the articles I read about him showed showed a drawing of him. They didn't have photographs. Showed a drawing of him and his hairless dog, which I couldn't find anything about the hairless dog besides everybody thought it was a pig. But he insisted that it was a hairless dog, and that makes me very, very, very sad that I couldn't find any more information about this so-called hairless dog.
Wait, everybody thought it was a pig?
I'm pretty sure it was a pig.
Oh, God. This guy was like trying, oh, fuck, I think I know what happened. I think some guy sold him the fucking pig and was like, this is the world's first hairless dog. And he's like,
Absolutely.
Wow, this is cool. Is this guy Tommy Wiseau?
Yes.
Like, literally, he did so many missteps and he came out so on top, which is the story of Tommy Wiseau, the director and main actor of The Room, and
the director, producer, and star.
You're right, and writer.
Yes.
And also the character portrayed in what's the Disaster Artist. If you guys haven't seen that yet, I highly suggest it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that the end of the story?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Well, thank you, David, but thank you, Colby, too.
Oh, yeah.
For shouting that out, because that was an incredible story, full of a lot of twists and turns, and fake deaths, and caning your wife, and giving all your money to the poor. So, very cool. What's his name again?
Timothy Dexter. Lord Timothy Dexter.
Oh, I always thought his first name was Dexter.
No, Timothy Dexter.
Okay. That makes a little bit more sense why he was so dumb. I thought he was
two first names.
First name Dexter, last name Timothy. You'd be a lot smarter. There we go.
Yeah, probably.
And that's how you wrap that up. So thank you guys so much for tuning in once again. And if you made it this far, we really want to thank you. And we want to tell you that if you want to check out our Instagram, we have that. Website's not up right now, but that's okay because you can get all of our links, including merch. What else we got? I don't know. All the links to where to listen to it at in our bio on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter as well. And if you guys would like to leave a subscribe and a review, you could do that on Apple Podcasts. But if not, you can listen to us on Pandora, Spotify, wherever we're at. You could find us. We're out there. And if you guys would like to send us anything, you can send it to campstrangepodcast@gmail.com, and we will respond. If you guys have any weird stories you want to, or recommendations, send it on over. We got time. We got We got money. Do we have money, David?
No.
Okay.
We don't.
Well, we have
money.
time. We think we have time. So you can send that over to us, and we would gladly respond, or just read it, and no, we'll respond. We promise. Right, David?
Yep.
I'll respond. But thank you guys so much for listening once again. We really love telling you these stories, and we really love when you guys stick around and listen to them. David, do you have anything to say before we head out of here tonight?
Wash your hands, wear a mask, and kiss your grandpepper.
Oh, tongue. Leather. And, of course, don't forget to stay strange.